So when you're fussy cutting a border, you need to start by having your fabric a single layer. You can't trust that the manufacturer has printed the fabric on grain, nor can you trust that your salvages are perfectly lined up with a doubled up piece of fabric. Pick the section of border that you want and determine one place that you can visualize so that you can use that to cut the entire length. So for me, I'm going to choose the left-hand edge of my nest. I'm going to line that up with the 1-inch line in my ruler. So the edge of the nest is on the ruler, the 1-inch line here. I need to slide my ruler over, so now I'm lined up at the 1 inch on the edge of the nest there. So we're going to then take our rotary cutter and we're going to cut about 3/4 of the length of the ruler. We're going to pause. We're going to slide the fabric down close to us because it's always easier to rotary cut closer to your body than far over on the table. We're going to line up once again, 1-inch line on the left-hand edge of the nest, 1-inch line on the left-hand edge of the nest. And we want to have our ruler lined up continuing the cut that I previously did. That way we don't have a little glitch to deal with when we're sewing on our border. So 3/4 up the ruler, we pause, we pull the fabric closer to us, and we line up on the next section. So 1-inch line on the edge of the nest, 1-inch line on the edge of the nest, making certain that my cut is continuous, and I'll continue all the way off the edge. At this point, we can be certain that our border is cut straight on the fabric because we deliberately placed our 1-inch line on the edge of the nest. My border is going to be cut 8 inches wide. So it's going to be 8 inches from here to here. So now that this edge is straight, I can pick the fabric up, fold the fabric in half, and line up my newly cut edges. Then I can fold the fabric in half again, and once again line up my newly cut edges. So I'm going to lay the fabric out, and I'm going to take a little bit of time just to double check that everything is laying nice and flat on that left-hand edge. Now, I have 8-inch rulers, but oftentimes 8-inch rulers are going to be not long enough to cut our cut. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take and use 2 rotary rulers. This rotary ruler is 6 inches. This is a 6.5-inch ruler, but this ruler can be really anything you would like. All I need on this ruler is a 2-inch mark because 2 plus 6, last time I checked, was 8. So we're going to line up on this ruler on the 2-inch line on our newly cut edges. Then we're going to slide our 6-inch ruler into place next door to our 2-inch marking. Once we get it lined up, we can simply ignore the fact that we have this ruler. My hand is going to be over here on the ruler that I'm cutting on, not over here that's using on the ruler that's giving me my extra 2 inches. So we'll line up, get up on the pads of your fingers so you have a good hold on the ruler, and we can now cut all the way through all 4 layers. When I do borders, I tend not to cut more than 4 layers. Once you get that first edge cleaned up on the single layer, if you were to flip up and do, say, 8 layers or a little bit more than that, you may find that you'll still have some shifting. But it's really easy to handle 4 layers of fabric. We're used to it when we're doing cutting normal strips for quilting. And voila, we now have our border completed. And when you look at the border, it's going to be evenly cut. Your nest image is going to be right on top of each other, and your bird images are going to be the same. It's not skewing off to the right or skewing off to the left.